An $8,000 transmission failure caused by an engine and gearbox that were never meant to work together. I've seen it too many times. Some Ford powertrains rack up 300,000 miles, others fight themselves from day one, and you won't catch it on a smooth 10-minute test drive. I'm RJ, a Ford mechanic with 20 years under the hood, and today I'm breaking down the 3 worst and 4 best Ford powertrains you can actually buy. The one most people recommend? It's number 1 on my worst list. Let's start there. Worst number 3. 3.5-liter EcoBoost V8 plus the 6R80 6-speed automatic. And let me tell you, this combo has frustrated more Ford owners than I can count. If you're thinking of getting one of these trucks, think twice. I've seen plenty of these roll into my shop over the years, especially the early ones, from around 2011 to the late 2010s. Now on paper, the 3.5-liter EcoBoost sounded like a dream, with twin turbos, a V6 power that could beat a naturally aspirated V8 for performance and supposed fuel economy, but real-world experience tells a different story. First, the engine itself wasn't as simple as a good old pushrod V8. It's a turbocharged V6 with direct injection, which means it likes to make power but also collects carbon on the intake valve. I've pulled heads on these and seen thick carbon sludging in the intake ports. That's not cheap to fix and might cost $400 to $600 at a shop. The bigger headache? The timing chain stretch and cam phaser noise. The chain drives the valve train, and on early 3.5 EcoBoost engines it can wear out way too soon if the truck isn't babied with frequent oil changes. One owner I talked to spent about $3,000 fixing timing chain guides, tensioners, and new phasers at around 120,000 miles, and even then there's no guarantee the next one won't fail later. The engine is paired with a 6R80 6-speed automatic transmission, the same one you'll find in many F-150s and Expeditions. It's a decent transmission by itself, but when you drop it in a turbo engine that spools and fluctuates torque all over the place, you get a mismatch. One moment you feel like you're cruising, and the next, the truck is fighting itself. You get harsh or delayed shifts and sometimes a lurch when the torque converter locks up around city speeds or mild acceleration. Some owners deal with abrupt downshifts or weird behavior too, causing the NHTSA to launch an investigation into 6R80 behavior in 2015 to 2017 F-150s. So what should you do if you already have this combo? Change the oil every 5,000 miles with a quality filter. Keep an eye on the carbon buildup. And flush the transmission fluid and replace the filter every 40 to 60,000 miles. And if you're looking at a used one, test drive it and listen for engine rattles at cold start. This 3.5-liter EcoBoost and 6R80 combo is definitely one of the more frustrating Ford powertrains out there and can be expensive to maintain in the long haul. Worst number 2, the PowerBoost Hybrid. That's 3.5-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost with electric motors, paired to Ford's 10R80 10-speed automatic. It sounds like a truck of your dreams with V8 beating torque, decent miles per gallon, and hybrid tech that lets you tow with ease. But here's what you should know. This powertrain gives one of the biggest headaches in Ford history. In fact, I always tell customers that this hybrid is one of the least reliable vehicles on the road. It has a complex system with a 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6, electric motors, a high-voltage battery pack, 2 12-volt batteries, and then the 10R80 10-speed auto trying to keep up with all of it. That's a lot of technology in one place, and when one of them misreads a signal, the truck can get confused. I've seen PowerBoost trucks come into the shop with warning lights for hybrid faults, transmission check lights, and random electrical gremlins showing up every few miles on the lock. One customer told me his truck was only 13,500 miles when the 12-volt batteries died and left him stranded in a parking lot. Some owners have spent over $5,000 to replace the hybrid battery pack alone. Then there's the transmission problem. The 10R80 is a capable gearbox, but in this hybrid, it gets mixed signals during gear changes and often feels jerky or hesitant, especially at low speeds. When driving, the transmission might not know when to smoothly use electric power versus gas power, and that can put extra stress on the torque converter and valve body. That mismatch is very common and causes shift weirdness and rough transitions. As far as costs go, a hybrid battery replacement can easily run into the $3,000 to $5,000 range. When troubleshooting software and electrical faults, you might have to spend hundreds in diagnostic fees before they even touch the part. Transmission work can easily creep into the $1,000 territory if the valve bodies or solenoids need attention. If you already have this powertrain, stay current on all software updates from the dealer, and don't skip the electrical system checks or battery cooling checks. Worst number 1. The early 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 paired with Ford's 10R80 10-speed automatic. And if you want to get one of those 2017 to 2020 F-150s or Rangers with this powertrain, think again. This is one of those powertrains that sounds good, with small displacement twin turbo, 10 gears, and better fuel economy. Yet when you start driving, it tells a different story. I've seen plenty of these come into my shop, and most of the trouble doesn't start with the engine itself. The 2.7-liter EcoBoost is a small, punchy V6 that generally makes good power and holds up okay. But earlier versions had some quirks like plastic oil pans and carbon buildup problems that lead to more issues if you don't stay on top of maintenance. The 10R80 10-speed transmission is a complex unit Ford introduced to squeeze fuel economy out of modern trucks. It has 10 gears, adaptive shift logic, clutch packs inside, lots of solenoids, and a computer that tries to predict what gear you'll want next. It's a great concept, but the early calibrations, especially on trucks from about 2017 to 2020, were not well sorted. Before 2021, you'd often hear owners saying the truck shifted like it couldn't make up its mind. Sometimes it felt like it skipped gears or shuffled through them awkwardly rather than smoothly. I remember one guy at the shop with a 2018 F-150 2.7 told me it would stutter in the lower gears, then suddenly hit a hard shift as if it had just decided on a gear. He was nervous about towing anything because of the truck. Many owners have taken their 2.7 10R80 trucks back to dealers repeatedly. Some have even had to get the transmission rebuilt before 100,000 miles. And the costs are between $3,000 and $6,000 or more out of warranty, depending on labor rates and parts prices. Here's one trick I have for you. Stay on top of transmission software updates. Ford released a bunch of technical service bulletins for harsh or rough shifts, especially on early build trucks. A simple tune-up of the transmission control module can sometimes smooth things out if the truck still feels confused between gears. Also, fluid change and adaptive reset helps, but that's more like giving it a fresh start. Fluid changes alone can cost $150 to $300 DIY or $300 to $500 at a shop. But once you're talking valve bodies, solenoids, or a rebuild, you're well into the thousands. If you're getting one of these, remember to avoid the 2017 to 2020 examples. Early 10R80 with the 2.7-liter EcoBoost are the ones most owners complain about. Get a dealer scan for TSB updates and get regular fluid service and adaptive resets. You've seen 3 Ford powertrain combos that will cost at least $8,000 in repairs and maintenance. The 4 best ones are next, and number 1 is the diesel that changes everything. But first, if you find this helpful, remember to subscribe. Now, let's go into the best 4. Best number 4, the 5.0-liter Coyote V8 paired with the 10R80 10-speed automatic, and this is found in the newer F-150S. This is one of those powertrains that can make you want to keep the truck for life. I've had plenty of these come into the shop. Guys with 2018 to 2022 F-150s running the 5.0 and 10-speed. The heart of this thing is that naturally aspirated 5.0-liter Coyote V8, an engine that's been around a while and has earned a reputation for toughness. Lots of people get over 150,000 miles in their 5.0s without failure. The Coyote has a smooth, predictable power. It doesn't have the drama of a turbocharger spooling up or down, and that matters when you're towing, merging, or just cruising down the highway. I've talked to owners who've tossed on big boat trailers and power pulled them all day, and the engine just kept eating miles. That's the kind of reliability you want. Now, paired with that engine is Ford's 10R80 10-speed automatic. It's a complicated transmission, but in recent years, this combo has grown up. Early versions of the 10R80 had some quirks, but Ford has done a lot of software and hardware updates to smooth things out on newer builds. Fords with this powertrain shift perfectly smoothly and feel great on the highway. I've had customers come in after 50,000 miles with nothing more serious than a transmission tune-up and fluid change. Of course, there are a few issues, like the occasional clunks or hesitation, and if you neglect the fluid service, you might end up with rough shifts or a noisy valve body. But compared with the worst Ford powertrains, these are minor. Combining the punchy and durable V8 with the reliable 10R80 automatic, you're getting a powertrain that strikes a good balance of strength, smoothness, and long-term use. Best powertrain number 3, the 2.7-liter EcoBoost engine, also paired with the 10R80 10-speed automatic. The 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 itself gets a lot of love from drivers. It's a twin-turbo engine that makes good power for its size and doesn't have the dramatic problems some other Ford engines have. A lot of drivers say their 2.7-liter trucks keep on running as long as you keep basic maintenance up and don't overload them constantly. Some vehicles reach over 80,000 miles with almost nothing more than oil changes and spark plugs. Now, paired with the 10R80 10-speed automatic, you get even better performance. But avoid early models with this transmission. In recent years, think 2022 and newer models, Ford has gotten much better with the software, calibration, and some hardware updates inside the transmission. If you own a Ford with this powertrain combo, your biggest complaint might just be dealing with normal shifting. There are typically no rough gear changes, hunting between gears, or worries about pulling a trailer. One customer with a 2022 model said it shifted so smoothly, she actually forgot she was driving an automatic with 10 gears and thought she was in a well-tuned 6-speed. You don't have to shy away from using the 10R80 transmission. Early 10R80s did have flaws, contested CDF drum parts, valve body quirks, and shifts that could feel like the vehicle didn't know what gear it wanted. But by the time you get to a 2022 and up 2.7-liter vehicle, most of those early problems are addressed. The shifting is smoother, the adaptive logic is more confident, and the car feels like it belongs together. Let me tell you this, transmission fluid service matters a lot, and that 10-speed isn't a forever fill. Doing a fluid and filter change every 50 to 60,000 miles goes a long way towards smooth shifts and longer life. Also, get the latest software updates. Ford dealers often have calibration updates for the 10R80 and engine tuning. You should also watch how you tow. This 2.7 engine is strong for its size, but it's still a turbo V6. Trailer weight up near the limits combined with older tuned software can make shifts feel hesitant. A well-set-up 2.7 EcoBoost with a properly tuned 10R80 is one of the nicer modern Ford powertrains. Cost-wise, this combo is also reasonable, as it doesn't require crazy maintenance as long as you keep the engine oil and transmission fluid fresh and software up to date. Best number 2, the 7.3-liter Godzilla V8 paired with Ford's 10-speed automatic. This powertrain can really be a gem if you know what you're getting into. When Ford brought this big, naturally aspirated V8 in the Super Duty lineup around 2020, many drivers breathed a sigh of relief. It's a simple, big block style V8 with a cast iron block, forged crank, and straightforward pushrod design. It has none of the turbocharges or complex timing chains you see in a lot of modern engines. That's why a lot of owners love this combo. It has steady power, high torque right off idle, and a durability vibe. I've had customers drive them thousands of miles, towing heavy trailers, and the 7.3 just keeps pulling. One driver brought in his 22 F-250 Tremor after a long camping trip with an 8,000-pound travel trailer, and he said he hardly felt the extra weight. Then you match it with the newer 10R80 10-speed automatic handling that power, the calibration between the 7.3 and the 10R80 feels well matched. That's not to say it's perfect, as some drivers with this powertrain combo have dealt with occasional transmission harshness. That's mostly because of early software or dirty fluid. What matters most is regular maintenance. With fluid and filter changes every 50 to 60,000 miles and keeping up with dealer software updates for the transmission control module, you can enjoy smooth, confident shifting year after year. One thing you might notice is that this combo doesn't chase fuel economy numbers like some turbos do. Instead, you get a big V8 that loves to run and a transmission that can deal with the grunt. You'll spend more money at the gas pump, but that's better than fixing turbo systems or high-pressure direct injection problems. The 10R80 isn't cheap to maintain if you ignore the fluid service. With routine maintenance, you can save more money. And the 7.3 itself doesn't throw sudden curveballs like timing chains or dual-clutch turbos. This 7.3 plus 10R80 setup is what I'd recommend to someone who wants real-world ruggedness and predictable performance without the drama of complicated turbocharger or a hybrid system. Best number 1. The 6.7-liter Powerstroke diesel paired with Ford's heavy-duty TorqShift automatic. This is the Ford powertrain that a whole lot of truck people swear by when they want real towing strength and long-term durability. It's a favorite for builders, farmers, campers, adventurers, anyone who hauls big loads week after week. I've seen these 6.7-liter diesels still running strong past 200 to 300,000 miles when they've been maintained right. Diesel guys call it a workhorse for a reason, as this truck keeps eating miles and towing trailers without drama. What makes this engine special? First off, it's a turbo diesel with big torque, often 900 to 1,000 pound-foot depending on model and tune. And that means when you're hitching up a heavy trailer or a gooseneck, the truck gets moving without feeling like it's gasping for breath. That kind of torque goes straight to the TorqShift HD automatic, a transmission built for heavy-duty use instead of just daily commuting. 10 gears keep the engine in the right spot for both power and efficiency, and that's a big reason drivers pick this combo for towing. You might have heard some complaints about this combo, like turbo or sensor issues. But that's mostly from early generation 6.7s from 2011 to 2014, where Ford was still working out some kinks. After that, fixes to the turbo bearings, EGR system, and other bits made the later engines much more dependable. One driver I talked to traded in his 2013 F-150 for a 2017 because the older one spent too much time in the shop with turbo and DPF issues. His 2017? Just oil changes and tires after 120,000 miles. And let's be honest, nothing's perfect. There are a few things you need to watch as a diesel owner. The 6.7 has a high-pressure fuel system, and if that fuel pump goes out, the repair can easily run $6,000 to $10,000 if it contaminates the whole fuel system. Also, the TorqShift transmission isn't this delicate, fragile thing. It's a heavy-duty gearbox Ford specifically calibrates for big torque and heavy loads in Super Duty work trucks. Some have reported harsh shifts or weird flare at certain speeds, but in most cases that's either fluid that's overdue for service or a software update the dealer can flash in a few hours. If you let the fluid go way past change intervals, you might spend between $2,000 and $3,000 on clutches and labor costs. I'll be straight with you. This combo earns its reputation when you take care of it. It lasts and tows like a diesel should. Now you know the Ford powertrain combos you should go for, and those you should definitely avoid if you want to save money. If you want your Ford to last longer, watch this video next. This'll keep your Ford running past 300,000 miles. Which of these powertrains have you used before? Let's know your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe for more insights into how to get the most out of your Ford.